Today I'm going to be talking about AI and cybersecurity from the attack and defense perspective. But before that, a little about me. My name is Rachel Okoji, and the first thing you need to know about me is I'm a total noob, so please go easy on me. And I'm Nigerian as well, and definitely not related to the Nigerian prince. I'm interested in AI and cybersecurity, and I've been trying to get my skills up using online platforms and try to break into the industry as well. I love OSINT, and every now and then I participate in the Trace Labs search party event. And
holy shit, yeah.
Yes, so technically this is my first speaking engagement, and I say technically because I spoke at Isolation Con, Hexi, and InfoSec, but I did those with my mentor, Dominique, and I mostly hid behind him the whole time. So this is me breaking out on my own into the big bad world. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I found a near perfect meme for my presentation. Well, I would like to say we're going into the future and AI is in the future, but I think AI is here already. So I don't know about using the word future. We have AI, we have self-driving cars, we have AR and VR. So basically the future is here, and it's both. It's terrifying and it's exciting at the same time. So yeah, just a little bit about AI. First of all, artificial intelligence is basically a collective term used to describe a machine's capability to sense, comprehend, and learn like we do. AI is capable of speech, image and video recognition, augmented creativity, smart automation, advanced simulation, complex analytics, predictions, and blah, blah, blah. So under AI, we have machine learning, which is basically a subset of AI. It's basically machines being able to operate without being explicitly programmed. Machine learning systems constantly learn with the data they're provided. And we also have deep learning, which is a subset of machine learning. It's a more advanced form of machine learning in the sense that it works with algorithms designed to mimic the working of the human brain, which basically they're called neural networks. They operate like the human brain and they require almost no human intervention. They just keep learning that way. Anyway, what does AI have to do with cybersecurity? AI can efficiently process huge volumes of data, which is very essential when it comes to cybersecurity, when it comes to protecting data, because that makes the process of analyzing this data faster and more effective. Machine learning and deep learning can be used to observe patterns across networks and detect anomalies. And because they keep learning, it's a huge, it's an important part in developing new security measures and new security tools as well. These systems need very little human intervention, like I said. And in cases where there's a lack of security teams, which we notice in a lot of places actually, AI can make up for that. Now, the attack perspective. Machine learning and deep learning are great, but they're also great for attackers because then they can facilitate faster targets, faster targeted and more sophisticated cyber attacks. And these attacks obviously can have significantly higher impact than legacy attacks. So I'm just going to talk about a few AI-enabled cyber attacks. Number one on the list, of course, AI-enabled phishing attacks. Now, natural language processing in AI makes it easier for attackers to create phishing emails that appear more believable. And there's a language called GPT-3. Basically, GPT-3 is able to analyze human interactions from social media and how people chat and everything, and put together this information and form and produce emails that look believable. It can personalize information particular to a person and send a phishing email, which would make it more which would make it more believable for the person, and the person gets deceived and press the link. Actually, at DEFCON, the Singapore government technology agency, they carried out a research where they sent out AI phishing emails to about 200 colleagues. They sent out a couple of emails, including AI phishing emails, and most people clicked on the AI phishing emails because it contained details that you normally wouldn't find in other phishing emails. These details were sourced from mostly the social media, and they were very personalized. So next, talking about botnet attacks. We saw what happened with Sony with the PS5 botnet attacks, where they got sold out almost immediately because people used bots to purchase them. But think about that, and think about it with AI enhancement. So basically what happens is the attackers introduce malicious code into these bots, and then these bots are able to behave like humans, and it's difficult for these websites to recognize that these are bots. In 2018, TaskRabbit, their website for laborers and clients, they suffered a massive security breach, which is facilitated by AI-powered bots, and it resulted in 145 million compromised user data, including social security numbers and bank details. There are a couple of other attacks that have been recorded in similar fashion, but that's just an example of the kind of attacks that can be powered by AI. So reverse engineering of machine learning models. Now, this attackers usually do this using what is called a model extraction attack, where they send queries repeatedly to the API of the neural network of the machine learning model. And when they receive responses, they gather these responses, analyze it, and they're able to reconstruct a similar model. They're able to almost accurately reconstruct a similar model of this machine learning models. So when this happens, if this is successful, it can really affect the integrity of these machine learning models, and it's crazy. Anyway, next, training data poisoning. Usually this can happen if the attacker has access to proprietary data, the training data specifically. It's usually an inside job, and it obviously affects the integrity. It alters the machine learning model training data. Basically, the attacker forces the machine to accept the poisoned data as training data. And this actually takes a while. Poisoning takes a while, but if it's successful, then the integrity of the machine is totally compromised. Now, finally, I want to talk about deepfakes. Deepfakes are basically, a lot of people are playing around with deepfakes right now on social media, on TikTok. It's fun, but they can also be used to coordinate attacks. They can be used to pass around false information, and they can be used in very dangerous ways in politics and everything. So I just want to share this fun video. There's this this is supposed to be Tom Cruise, but this is an excellent example of deepfake. Not sure we can hear the sound here. Okay, now that isn't Tom Cruise at all, but it looks so much like him, and that's what deepfakes can be used for. They can be used to manipulate videos and pictures to look a certain way. They can also imitate mouth movements and eye movements and all that. This is a more extensive form of it. So moving on to the defense perspective, if harnessed correctly, AI can be a very essential tool for creating calculated and accurate security solutions using automated decision-making and evaluation processes. The predictive nature of AI as well can be used to predict potential attacks using patterns. AI models, AI algorithms can study what is a normal pattern and tell that from an anomaly. And with that, it can predict potential attacks and prevent even zero-day attacks. So first of all, AI spam filtering, for example, AI spam filtering like AI phishing uses natural language processing, but this time around it uses it to weed out phishing emails. And it also comes with built-in automated whitelisting and blacklisting functions. These functions actually use the algorithm, they actually use spam filter algorithm to filter out dangerous emails from data that they've learned from past data. And they also filter out emails from untrusted sources like IP addresses that are suspicious or websites that are suspicious or have been marked as suspicious. And it can also detect malware embedded in emails, in email attachments, for example. Another very effective way AI has been applied in cybersecurity is anomaly-based network intrusion and prevention systems, intrusion detection and prevention systems. These systems use deep learning to observe normal network behavior and filter out what networks have unusual behavior. What's different about these systems is the advantage they have above signature-based IDS and IPS systems is that they continuously learn and they self-adjust. this can be very important in predicting and preventing zero-day attacks. And next, cyber threat intelligence reports. Now, threat intelligence reports are can be quite overwhelming, especially now that there are attacks every day. It's difficult to keep up and put together all this information and analyze it. And now there are open source AI tools that can automatically generate these reports and save time and save cost. And they're generally more effective at producing these reports. And so people can update their security systems and their security plans as well. Just to conclude, I'm not saying that AI is 100%, it's a 100% solution for cybersecurity, but it's really important going forward, because what better way to fight AI enhanced cyber attacks than with machines. And of course, we still need to work on security awareness, because I'm an advocate for people are our first line of defense. If we don't create that first line of defense, if we don't educate people about cybersecurity and protect that first line of defense, then we're going to have issues with phishing attacks, and those are we're opening ourselves up to major attacks and everything. So that's all. Thank you. Is there any questions?
Thank you so much. That was awesome. Yeah, awesome. I was going to say, if you got a contact sheet, put that up, because that would be great.
Yeah, and the deepfake thing, I always think about the potential applications for deepfake, and the Tom Cruise example there. You could readily, and there are examples of it actually. You could readily imagine it to be used by world leaders in propaganda, but coercive and subversive propaganda exercises and psyops.
I think there was an Obama one.
There was an Obama one.
Was there a Trump one as well, and a Putin one?
And the minute that lands on social media,
it was a wake-up call.
But don't even think from that. Go low. Like a company, suddenly the CEO is saying, "Oh, I need all this data emailed to this thing on a video call or something." And they suddenly have a way into
or the CEO sends somebody working in your finance department a requirement to send cash somewhere.
Yeah,
it's highly plausible. Yeah, the scenarios are amazing. Listen, Rachel, you said you were nervous, but that was a really calm and well-delivered presentation.
Yeah.
So, congratulations for that. And thank you very much for your time. Wonderful. Thank you.
All right.
Excellent.